Hello, this is Kirk Smith with Kirk Smith Unlimited and Associates. I am very excited to be before you once again to share some of my thoughts around leadership. I will tell you that leadership is something that we're struggling with. It seems these days, it seems that to find or to have good leadership or to be good leaders is very challenging these days. So I want to talk to you a little bit about leadership and what my thoughts are on that. And you know, throughout my life, as may be the case for many of you, I've had all types of leaders. Let's just say supervisors. And I've had some very good supervisors, and then I had some that were not so good. I've had people that led me, whether it was a team of 5 people or a team of 20. I've had the chance, the challenge of being led by some relatively poor leaders, and the privilege to have some good ones as well. I do think it's important to understand the difference between those that manage us and those that lead us. And in future videos, I'll talk a little bit more about this, but I'll touch on this briefly. Is managers are usually task-oriented. So a manager is someone that's going to tell you, here's what we need to do. Here's what you need to make it happen. Go do it. So basically, here's your instructions. Complete the task. Let me know if you need my help. And when you finish, report back to me the result. And then off to the next task, and the next task, and the next task. And my job is to schedule you, to watch over you, to ensure that those tasks are being satisfied. And that's okay. I mean, in some environments, that's all you need. It needs to be black and white. I know when I was in the military, it was pretty cut and dry. You knew what the expectations were, and you were trained accordingly, and you had deadlines and timelines and those types of things and timetables, and you completed the task and move on to the next, and you check the box. And certainly that's relevant in many work environments. Leaders, however, are more relationship driven. Leaders, they are more interested in who you are and who the individual is or individuals are that they're asking to do the work, that they're delegating the task to. So a leader basically is into relationships. They want to know who you are. They want to make sure that whatever I'm asking you to do, that not only are you capable of doing it, but you're willing to do it. And good leaders, they're very effective. Managers may not always be the best leaders. And sometimes we have managers in leadership roles and capacities, but they're really just more about task and not about providing real leadership. And again, as I mentioned, in future videos, we'll dive a little deeper. With this one, I wanted to talk to you a little bit about what I call righteous leadership. And a righteous leader really has 3 attributes, 3 characteristics. And I'm sure once I share each of them with you, you'll probably agree, and maybe you may not call it righteous leadership. You may call it good leadership, effective leadership. But the reality is that righteous leaders, first of all, they tell the truth. A righteous leader does not lie to you, does not lie to me. They tell the truth. They're honest, they're upfront. They let us know what we need, not only to get the job done, but they're honest about where we are in our development. And they're just honest people. They're not going to mislead us. They have no desire or no intention to deceive us in any way. So they're honest people. Now, it's much easier to say that you're honest than it is to be honest. It's much easier to say that you're loyal than to be loyal. It's much easier to say that you're faithful than to be faithful. Would you agree? I always say that loyalty does not exist until it's tested. And as loyal as we want to be, as we desire to be, as we aspire to be, as we speak of being, we cannot be loyal until we have been tested. And again, we'll get into that topic later on in future videos. So again, righteous leaders, the first and most critical attribute is that they're honest. They tell the truth. And then when you talk about the next attribute and characteristic of a righteous leader, is that they take responsibility. You know, they're not interested in throwing you under the bus and blaming you for everything that goes wrong. And even if it's your fault, a good leader would never, I guess they would say, put you on blast or throw you under the bus or put you on Front Street, as they say. They'll never allow those that they lead to take the hit or the total hit for whatever the issue may be. And one thing I've always said about being in leadership, and in every position I've ever had, so whether that was a associate executive, district executive, vice president, president, CEO, is that, you know, I never, I get the blame for a lot of things I didn't do, and I accept that. But I also get the credit for a lot of things that I didn't do, and I've accepted that as well. And so, to me, that's a wash, that you accept both. You know, you accept the blame and you accept the credit. But again, to me, that's a break-even. That's a net neutral situation. And so, again, a righteous leader, an effective leader, a good leader, takes responsibility up front. Lead from the front porch. You know, shoulder square and ready to take on whatever comes your way as a result. Because to whom much is given, much is required. That's an expectation of that position. So if you're going to be a righteous leader, then take responsibility. And the third and final attribute and characteristic of a good, righteous leader, I think, is that these leaders, they model expectations. Whatever they ask us to do, they do. So if they want us to be on time, they're on time. If they want us to work hard, they work hard. If they want us to give maximum effort, they give maximum effort. So whatever they expect from us, they do. They model. They're either doing it or have done it in front of us, and that's critical. So you can't be a hypocrite when you're leading men and women. You have to, because folks are watching, and even with young people, I notice, even with children, teenagers, they watch you. They're watching. You can't fool them. And they know what you're about. So you have to model what you expect. So there's a certain level of excellence that you should operate with if you're going to be a righteous leader. You should carry yourself a certain way. And so again, when you're talking about a righteous leader, the right kind of leader, they have to have, I think, these three attributes, these three characteristics. So when you talk about telling the truth, that's a matter of integrity. We talk about taking responsibility, that's a matter of accountability. And when we talk about modeling behaviors, that's a matter of credibility. And so you want to be a person of integrity, you want to be a person that's accountable, and you want to be a person that has credibility with those that you lead and those that see you or witness you lead. And so those are the characteristics of a righteous leader. And what I would like to do as I close out this thought, as I try to do with each video thought, is I want to encourage you to visit, stay on our Facebook page. If you're witnessing, if you're looking at this on our Facebook page, please like us at KS Unlimited. Also on YouTube, Kirk Smith, spell it out, Kirk Smith Unlimited. And I'm also on Twitter with KS Unlimited as well. You can also email me at kirksmithunlimited@gmail.com, and by way of phone, 813-597-1433. God bless you, and I hope this video has inspired you. And please, please share with others. Encourage people to like our Facebook page and subscribe to our YouTube channel.